Hey everybody, my name's Seth and today I want to talk about having a Virgo personality. I put a link below to my original video letting you guys know about what I feel a personality placement is and what it all means all put together. And today I'll be focusing on the Virgo personality placements, and that's the Ascendant, the Sun, and the Moon sign. And what we can, or how we can approach interpreting someone's personality based on if they have Virgo in their Ascendant, Sun, or Moon placements. So let's get started with that. So with the Virgo Ascendant, you're going to see someone who functions off of productivity. Someone who functions off of doing something right. There is no perfect sign. And Virgo is actually the #1 sign that really understands that. That's why they strive so hard to choose 1 or 2 or 3 things that they want to perfect in themselves. And then that helps them let go of all their other imperfections. So when you find someone with a Virgo Ascendant, you're going to see that they're going to try to perfect 1 or 2 or 3 individual things about themselves. They're going to pick either the way that they look, and not just the way that they look, something specific about the way that they look. One specific thing that they want to be perfect. They want it to be unique. They want it to make them stand out for the right reasons. It might be the way that they speak, the way that they present themselves. Now we're looking at, how do you see me? How do you hear me? How are you going to interpret me? A Virgo Ascendant is very focused on that. And they want to understand how you're seeing them. And they want to also give their input on how to see me. I want to show you how to see me. And I want to show you how to see the world. So they love to be able to give you some type of interpretation of how to look at them. They love to give you some type of interpretation on how you can see the world the way that they do. A Virgo Ascendant, funny enough, actually loves to take advice more than they give it. They're very observant, so observant to the point that they actually don't become that activated. They will not actively go out and give people advice and be very touchy in let me put my hands in your business sort of Virgo. You're not actually going to find that with a Virgo Ascendant. You're going to find someone that listens and watches and listens and watches, and then they'll comment every once in a while when they feel like it's something that's worth commenting on. They'll comment, but they are very open to getting advice with that Virgo Ascendant. And if you're the type of person that gives very good advice, they will love you. They'll want to keep you around. They'll think that you are helping them get themselves on track, and then they'll try to return the favor by leading by example. It's nice. I love people with Virgo Ascendants. Now, let's say someone has a Virgo Ascendant, a Fire Sun, and an Air Moon. This Virgo Ascendant is going to be very focused on life. They're going to be very focused on what's going on in their environment and how can I inject myself into the perfect environment for me? How can I expose myself to the right type of people and the right type of fun and the right type of everything? I just want to be an active part of life. They're going to find the specific things about themselves to critique to make them feel like they are more prepared for the life that they want. With that Fire Sun, they're going to really identify with their most outgoing traits. You might find the person that's really into dancing, or they're really into making music or listening to music. What type of music do they listen to? They're really into what funky hair colors they can do, what things they can do with their hair, what things they can do about themselves to make themselves stand out and seem like they're a little more fiery, because that's something they identify with. And with a Virgo Ascendant, you're very much about helping people identify you. You want to help people see you in the way that you want to be seen. So with that Fire Ascendant, you're going to be very much about, with that Fire Sun, you're going to be very much about seeming carefree, seeming fun, seeming like you're up for anything, because those are going to be the parts of yourself that you want people to see, because that's how you identify with yourself. Now let's look at that Air Moon. It's going to be something that becomes very important to you, about seeming fun and seeming this and seeming that, because with that Air Moon, you're going to want to interact with people in that way. You're going to want to interact with people who identify the same way, or who can give you advice with that Virgo Ascendant on how to express yourself in a more boisterous, involved way. You're going to want to become parts of communities that can help you do that. Bring you into communities that can expose you to new ideas and new ways of thinking that will encourage you to come out of your shell even more, because you want to do that. And you want to seem a little more like you're out of your shell than the usual Virgo person, Virgo Ascendant. You want to give people this idea that you are outgoing, you are fun, you are living life, and you're all about life. That's just what you're going to want to focus on. Doesn't mean it will work. It doesn't mean that you're going to pull it off without a hitch, but it shows that focus, and it shows what you're going to be focused on in your day-to-day life and what it is that you're going to want to perfect within yourself in your day-to-day life. Now, let's say you have a Virgo Sun. With a Virgo Sun sign, you're now seeing that you're identifying with the talents that you already have. Virgo is born talented. They are not born talented enough. That's how they see it. So when other people look at Virgo, they're like, oh wow, you're smart, and you're this, and you're funny, and you're that, and all this other stuff. And Virgo's like, oh, thank you. I'm not smart enough. I'm not funny enough. I'm not enough of this, and I'm not enough of that. So I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to take your compliment because I don't feel like I deserve it to the degree that you are giving it to me. So then you're going to find those Virgos that end up becoming wet mops, or you're going to find those Virgos that end up becoming very engaged in you and what you're doing and perfecting how you live your life. Because now they want to make what you're complimenting them about, like those things that are like, wow, that's really great. Thank you for that compliment. Do you want to do it too? You want to be this way too, right? Or I found something out and it can help you with this. I want to help you do that because I identify with being a helper. I identify with being not good enough, but I can help everyone else get there. I'm okay with not being good enough. I'm okay with not being to the standard that I feel I should be at, but I'm not okay with you being okay with not being at that standard. I want to go up, and I want to watch you go up as well. I want to watch everyone improve. So when you identify with improving your life and improving the environment around you, the people that you talk to, the people that you're engaged with daily, become a part of that. You want to improve everything around you, everyone around you, because you just want people to be better, because you want to be better. And you know that it doesn't just end with you. Everything around you has to be better. We all have to become better individuals. And this world will be better, and everything can just become a lot more pure. Everything can become a lot more productive. We can produce happiness. We can produce abundance. We can produce all types of things. As soon as we all focus on making us and our world and the people around us better. These are things that Virgo at their core, a Virgo Sun, will identify with. Now let's say this Virgo Sun has a water ascendant and a water moon. This Virgo now has a direction. It has two directions. This Virgo now knows where they're coming from with their moon sign, and they know what it is that they're focused on with their ascendant sign. So when you have a water ascendant and a water moon with a Virgo Sun in the middle, you're going to find that this Virgo is very focused on you and your emotions. We're very focused on you and how do you live your life spiritually? What's going on with you emotionally? How can you make yourself better as a soul being? How can you make your life better surviving and keeping your soul and your emotions happy and healthy? What's going on with you internally? What's going on with your psyche? This is what a Virgo Sun is going to be focused on, with watery energy all around it. It's going to be focused on making this watery energy better, understanding it within themselves, seeing where they need to improve within themselves, and then helping others by doing the same things for them, helping others by doing the same thing for their environment. So really, no matter what elements or signs that the moon and the ascendant are in, with that Virgo Sun, you're seeing directions. You're seeing what they're focused on helping and where are they coming from. What are they deriving these issues and these things from? Why do they want to fix it? That moon will tell you that. And with that water moon, it's because they understand their own emotional issues. And with that water direction, with that water ascendant, they want to help you because they understand that. No matter where you put it, let's say they had a fire moon, they understand their spiritual issues. They understand these issues that come from wanting to be a part of everything. And if you still have that water ascendant, they want to help you deal with wanting to be a part of everything. Either if you don't want to be a part of anything, or if you want to be a part of absolutely everything, or if you just don't know what you want out of your spirit, out of the life that you're going to live actively, that Virgo is going to be focused on that. You're going to see that's how that Virgo Sun deals with the rest of its personality. Because a Virgo Sun is focused on making things better, improvement, fixing in a way. Comparative to a Virgo Ascendant, where they're going to be very focused on, let me tell you how to see me, and let me tell you how I see you. Let's look at the world, what's going on here, what's going on in my everyday life. Let's talk about it. Let's analyze it all the time. That's that Virgo Ascendant. Now let's talk about a Virgo Moon. If you're someone with a Virgo Moon, it's almost a habit to clean and to improve and to make things better. It might not be what's in the front of your mind. Like, I just want to help people. I just want to help things. I just want to improve things. I just want to make things better. That might not be what you think your life is about when you identify with your sun sign. But it's habit for you to see something that's messed up, to see something that could be improved, and to just throw something out there and say, I can help you improve that. Do you want help improving that? Or you might not even ask and just do it. These Virgo Moon people are the type of people that just tend to put their hands in your stuff and to just kind of like do it. And they're also the type that will really spoil the shit out of their kids because there's never going to be a mess. They might complain like it's always messy in here. You guys are disgusting, blah, 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 blah. But as soon as that kid turns around to help, the mess has magically disappeared. Like the mom or dad complained, but then they did it. They told their kids, this is what you need to improve, but I'm going to do it because I feel better when I'm putting my hands on things and improving it. I feel better when I'm the one doing these things for my environment, doing these things for myself. But I just want you guys to understand how I'm thinking. I want you guys to understand the process. I might not want you to be a part of that process, but I want you to understand it. These Virgo type qualities become a part of their innate habits. It becomes a part of who they are as a person beyond the personality. They might not, it might be so ingrained in who they are that the idea of injecting structure into everything almost seems alien, yet they do it every single day. They do it with everything around them. They have to inject structure into their environment to feel okay. But if you talk to them about it, they might not get it immediately because it's not on their mind. It's not in the front of their mind. It's a part of their subconscious. It is just what they do. And they don't ask for any thank yous, and they don't ask for any favors, and they don't look at themselves like, I'm so great for doing it. It is just a part of who they are. So that's crazy to me when I talk to people with Virgo moons, how they just don't even understand how brilliant and how hands-on and how constructive they are. And it's just, you gotta praise them. You gotta praise them anytime that you can. You gotta give that Virgo moon the praise that they deserve, or else they will just start to think that that's just how the world is. The world is just fucked up, and they will become depressed because they're not understanding that they need to be a part of this improvement and get other people to be a part of this improvement. They need to get encouraged every once in a while. So let's look at Virgo moon, and let's say that they have I'm trying to do something different, an air ascendant and a fire sun. So this is kind of going to be a prime example of a Virgo moon that needs encouragement, or else they will just feel that's the way life goes. Life is just not perfect and there's nothing that anybody else wants to do about it. I'll fix mine, but apparently I live in a fucked up world. They're going to want to communicate about what they see. They're going to want to communicate in their daily lives and talk about what's going on around them, talk about what they're thinking. Virgo is not the most feeling energy. They're not going to lead with how they feel with this air ascendant, and they're not going to be about how they feel with their Virgo moon. They're going to act out how they feel by what they're trying to improve. I feel ugly, so I'm going to try to improve my skin. I feel fat, so I'm going to try and improve my diet. I'm not going to talk about my skin. I'm not going to talk about my weight. I'm going to improve it. That's how I deal with my emotions. So when you have that air ascendant, it's very much about what am I thinking? What's going on in the front of my brain? What's going on in the front of my consciousness? I'm going to talk about what I see and hear. And then when you have that fire sun, I'm going to actively be a part of what I see and hear. I identify with this gung-ho party, let's be a part of life sort of energy. A lot of emotional baggage can be built up with a personality placement like this. Because first of all, there's not much water in that personality. Again, the rest of the chart. Don't forget that there's a whole chart here. But there's not a lot of emotional attention. There's not a lot of attention being put on the emotions. So when Virgo has to deal with these emotions with that moon sign, it's going to be private. It's going to be an active thing. So where you're going to have to read the signs in that person with the Virgo moon when they have a fire sun and an air ascendant. What are they talking about today? What is it that they're focused on talking about? Are they talking about a thing that they saw on TV about diets all day and how they want to actively do that? Maybe they're going through something and they feel like they're out of shape. But maybe they might not come out and say, well, I feel fat and this is what's going on, or they might. But I think that's more fire ascendant. But they're going to connect what's going on in their mind, what do they feel like improving, with what interests them in the moment. So they're the ones where what they talk about is actually giving you a signal on what's going on with them emotionally. They're not going to come out and say things easily. You have to pay attention. You have to pay attention to what's going on inside of them. Pay attention to what they're talking about. Pay attention to what's going on. And again, when you switch around these different elements and these different signs between the sun sign and the ascendant, it's still going to be watch for the symbols. Because unless it's like double air or double water going on with this Virgo moon, unless there's something extreme to pull out what's going on within them emotionally, they're not going to just give it out. They're not just going to give out this information. They're going to act it out and trying to improve it and try to improve it on their own. So that's a Virgo personality. Hopefully I said enough in here and gave you guys a good perception on how to use this theory of thought to do this on your own, to look at others who have Virgo in their personality placements, look at yourselves if you have Virgo in your personality placements, and really try to understand how you can describe your personality as a whole using this method. So yeah, this is really fun. I'm glad to have this series coming out. I'm glad that you guys are watching them and telling me about them and emailing me. Just keep that stuff up. I really want to engage with you guys and talk more about what's going on in astrology and what's going on with my viewers. So I also put a few links for my Facebook, my blog, my Twitter, all the other good stuff. So check that out and keep current on what's going on with me, what's going on with my series. Yeah, so subscribe if you haven't already, and thanks for watching.